Very true. Okie doke. Right, so actually moving on in this kind of genre and area of topic, series are getting cancelled. Now, the two main ones that came up this week, which I got some grief on social media about, but we'll come to that, were Paramount Plus is not only cancelling, but they're also going to be deleting from their servers Star Trek Prodigy and Grease, The Rise of the Pink Ladies.
That barely got done. I think its last episode was just like a couple of weeks ago, and it's already nobody wanted to see that. And I tried to watch Prodigy. It is unwatchable.
Again, Prodigy, I didn't. Both of the series, I must admit, I didn't even go anywhere near. Rise of the Pink Ladies. It was one of those programs where the entire premise was to pander to the crybabies on social media who aren't seeing representation and it was set in the time of Greece. I mean, I think it was set before Greece, wasn't it? Because it was a prequel to Greece. Because we obviously
it wasn't Rome; it had to be Greece.
But with it, hey, took me a second, but I got there in the end. But it was set in a 1950s high school, where you literally had every colour of the rainbow of kids going to that school.
Yeah, it's perfectly accurate of America at the time.
You know, and just, again, it was never going to work. Ever. I wrote the article about this, so I put into IMDb and Rotten Tomatoes what the scores were. And the scores were actually quite decent for Rise of the Pink Ladies. And all I could think of was, I reckon there was, for example, say 10 reviews. Those 10 reviews are women at home, probably with blue hair, probably looking after a lot of cats, and probably moaning about the masculinity in this world. Those are the only people that could have watched that show to review it, because anybody else would have just slated it. And it's just that people didn't even hate watch this show. They just completely ignored that it was there. Now, let's come on to...
Well, I gotta say, I mean, it's like Grease is a one and done movie if there ever was one. They tried Grease too. It blew chunks and and that was way back when. And it's like people love Grease, but you don't need any more. I don't need to see the origin of the T-Birds, you know. It's like nobody gives a shit. Maybe, let's just say for the sake of argument, Pink Ladies was actually good. It's just that the concept is so bad. Nobody cares. Nobody wants it.
To be fair,
it would have been nice. Mind the IP. We got to mine it and strip mine it and get every ounce of blood and gold we can out of the IP. IP.
I think it would. I think Pink Ladies, the Rise of the Pink Ladies, would have been good because it would have been nice to have been seen those Pink Ladies actually as teenagers, as opposed to the 40-year-olds who played them in Greece.
Well, the 50s people looked pretty rough back then. You know, it
was a hard time. But coming onto social media, when this came up on someplace I follow on Twitter, and I put up a picture of Chris Evans laughing his ass off. Now, a lot of people liked the comment, but I had a couple of people saying it was disgusting of me to laugh at people who are having their program destroyed and taken off the streaming service. And at first, I felt a twinge of sadness, but then afterwards, I thought to myself, no. I'm sorry. I think laughter is the best response to this because. Again, in the article, I looked up a random name of a makeup artist who's worked on about 40 other different productions, some big movies, some big TV shows that are still going and so forth. She's not getting fired because this program is being cancelled, okay? She went to her job, she did her job, she got paid, and now this thing is... I've been in situations like that before.
She's going to go to another project. She doesn't give a shit whether it does well or not.
Exactly. So I thought to myself, no, laughter is the best. Because what I was laughing at is the fact that anybody at Paramount thought that a woke prequel to Grease was a good idea, and then it wasn't, and it got canned. Okay? How many pilot episodes are made throughout the year where you've got people who are building the sets and writing the stories and putting everything together, and then they never see the light of day. Nobody cries over them. And so, yeah, no, with it, I think laughter was the best response, and I don't feel bad for it. And I'm not 23 either, just a little over.
We're laughing at the decision makers. The people who worked on it and did their thing, they've already gotten paid. They're fine. They'll move on to something else. But we are laughing at the decision makers.
And like I say, it kind of annoyed me afterwards because I did think to myself, no, like I say, this is a perfectly acceptable response because these shows are awful. Willow was another one. Willow was just pandering and having inclusion of lesbian characters in a TV series that didn't need it in any way, shape or form. And now it's got deleted off Disney. It is funny because somebody in Disney thought, oh yeah, what we need is lesbian characters in Willow. And they're going to keep their jobs as well, and they're going to carry on making stuff. But all the people that worked on that show, they can be proud of what they've done. And they've done stuff before, which is fantastic, and they're going to do stuff afterwards, which is fantastic. Nobody's lost their jobs over them.
I find it funny that they deleted off the servers because, hard disk space is so expensive now.
Yeah.
So, it's still cheaper to remove it.
I was going to say you can get a terabyte on this, but that's,
I know. It's on many servers. You have to pay monthly. It's across. It's not just in one place, but it's not that expensive at a Paramount size to keep that, or Disney size to keep this stuff on servers somewhere. And if it's that bad that you get so little, like just apparently being on Disney Plus has got people so pissed off that they're canceling their subscriptions and they have to get it off the server so people don't see the fucking thing.
That makes me laugh. That when it comes to like Willow was so bad that even Disney wanted to delete it, and you're thinking,
got rid of it. Yeah.
Wow. Disney think it's that bad? My goodness me.
Costing them that much money just to exist.
Thank you for watching this excerpt from Outpost Frequencies. Tune in live every Sunday at noon Central Time or 6 o'clock UK time. And also, remember to come to lastmovieoutpost.com for all your latest in movie news, streaming news, and everything cool about film. We are the cool news now. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you on the next stream.